This is job number 20259, Lake Ridge Apartments. I'm looking at this job for Maria, and she's with Wilson Management. We got asphalt repair, and we've got striping. We're gonna look at that lower lot here in a second, but as you come up into the main entrance, there is a bus stop here. And at this bus stop, they want to have an asphalt walkway here. People have been walking through the gravel here, and so one of the managers said, hey, this would be great to put an asphalt path in this particular spot. So concrete comes to a corner right there, and I said that we would start at the corner here, cut out this foliage, dig it out. There's pavers kind of mixed in throughout this pathway. I'd probably say there's maybe a dozen or more. And we're gonna go dig this out, kind of go through the brush here. There's some tree root removal to do in various locations here and there. I'd probably say there's half a dozen areas there that I can see. And then what we would do is draw a straight line from that concrete back here, come through the foliage here, straight over, taper it out a little bit, as you can see, which is kind of to follow, if we could follow the path here of where it's worn out, and then tie it into the concrete here. That's what they were hoping to do. It's going to need some crushed rock in here, so we do 2 inches of rock, and then just do a 2-inch asphalt path here, 5 foot wide, and 5 foot wide by 30 feet long in this section here. And then dig down, what, 4 inches? Dig down 4 inches, put in 2 inches of rock and 2 inches of asphalt. So that is this area right here. This is as you come up through the main entrance. They've got some parking here, and then you've got this pathway. Not a lot of room out on the street for staging, but they said that they could block this area up here for us for staging in order to do that path. All right, I'm going to take you down to the next location here, and we'll just walk down there right now. So this area that's down here below, it's pretty worn out, and let me push pause for a second. Okay, now I'm down on this lower lot, and let me give you the dimensions on the asphalt. But we're looking at a full depth grind and overlay because of a lot of this alligator cracking. Okay, a couple areas where it's pitted, sunken asphalt. The dimensions down here are 27 by 25 and 96 by 60. Okay, those are your two measurements. And I took the measurements out to this spot right here, just past the catch basin. We'll leave this alone, but we'll capture from this area and all the way in, cutting right up to the concrete curbing. So we'll do a full depth grind, which probably is going to be what, 2 to 3 inches, and then we'll come right back with 2 or 3 inches. I'll say 3 inches on this. Okay, and as far as stall striping in here, there are 22 parking stalls to stripe in, and the stall numbers, 12-inch numbers that need to go in here, are 79 through 89, just through here, and then 90 through 100 there. Okay, so that's the lower lot. I'm going to take you to the upper lot where we're going to do something similar up at the very top here, and let me push pause. It's starting to rain pretty good, but I'm at this upper lot now. There's a few things we're doing in here. On both sides here, we've got, as you can see, old asphalt and then new asphalt in the drive aisle. Okay, and then right out here, outside the entrance, we've got, get out here for a second. We've got asphalt that needs to be ground down. So we'd like to take this 2 inches down if we can, or if we have to, go full depth, and then bring it up to this existing asphalt that's here. Same thing on the other side. And you can see where the asphalt patch was done before. That's our starting point, going straight across. Because just past it is a catch basin, and then they poured asphalt on top of this curb and gutter. I'd like us to start right here and not mess around with this asphalt down here. Okay, it's not bad. I think we want to focus on this. So I'll drive up here, but you'll see this main drive aisle has been replaced once already. They'd like to take this down with a full grind probably, because it's alligator cracked everywhere, and bring it up to this height of the existing asphalt, and then do another 2 inches on top of everything in this whole lot. Get back in the car here. All right, so like I said, on both sides of this existing patch, they want to take out with a grind all the parking stalls on both sides. And what you've got is a bunch of covered parking garages. So they want to take it all the way up to the concrete pads on each stall. One of the things that, you know, we're gonna have some challenges with are these downspouts. And the reason why I say that is because they want to do a grind on this all the way up. They want to grind this down a couple inches, or rip it out if that's what we have to do, which kind of looks like we might have to do a full depth grind, plus some tree root removal over here. You see the curbs lifted. Bring this up to the height of the concrete, but then float this out in order to do a 2-inch lift over the top of this existing drive aisle. So they want everything to be overlaid, including this new patch. But we're gonna have to take out the sides, grind it down, bring it up to this existing asphalt patch, and then go over the top of everything with another 2 inches. And then taper it up to the concrete pad here. There's the slope on this. I could look and see what the slope is on that here in just a second. Let me put you on pause. Okay, so that slope is obviously steeper, so if we have to come up 2 more inches on this here and bring it to there, we're still going to be okay, and we'll still be able to keep this flow line down the center on both sides, because we'd have to taper from both this ramp and that ramp, that concrete bridge there. We'd have to take it up to there as we grind down, and then float this thing out and provide a little bit more thickness through the middle here. The reason why he wants to do that is because of those dumpsters. Heavy truck traffic, you know, the dumpsters coming, the garbage trucks coming through here. So grind this down, bring it up to there, and then float this thing out to where it's a little thicker in the middle, but yet still keeping the flow line going down to the catch basin. That's the goal. This slope right here, right now, currently, is 6.3%. And it's a little steeper as you go over there. Not as steep as you go here. As you get over into this area, it's a lot less. So, it might be a little bit trickier down here. I don't know if we'll be able to get another 2 inches on top of this. It might be a little less. Right now there's 2.2% of a slope here, and there's approximately 9 feet from the original patch to the concrete there, and even less as you get over there. Same situation down here. You've got the patch that goes all the way up, and it's about 7 to 8 feet away from these concrete garages, and then you've got about 15 feet on both of those. So we could probably taper it out a little bit, still provide those 2 inches of overlay on top of this existing good asphalt, and then it thins out or tapers over to there. Bottom line is, I think you are understanding what I'm saying here, is that they want to overlay on top of everything, but they still want to keep the flow line down the center. It's not going to be as steep of a slope here down to the flow line if we do that, but it'll all be refreshed and he'll have a little bit more asphalt coming down here. The other thing they want to do up here in this lot is they want to rip out this curb, which you have about 20 feet of curbing here from fence post to fence post. Fill this in, so dig this down about 6 inches. Throw 6 inches of rock in here. I have the dimensions on this, by the way. 6 inches of rock, and then, yeah, dig this down 6 inches of rock, and then if we can, put about 6 inches of asphalt on here. And if it slopes down to the existing asphalt, it'll keep the water running off of this pad here and onto this existing asphalt here. They just have gravel here right now, and as you can see on the back side of it, there's not much there. All you have is some boards that they've used to kind of hold up what's there. You can see there's some big rocks in there. You probably have to dig down on the rocks. We just have to make it strong enough to where, you know, we got a good base there built up. We could use some 2x6s just like they used, and nail them across and to these, and connect them to these posts, which would probably need about 40 feet of lumber there, 2x6s. Could nail that in, fill it with rock, and then put in the asphalt. So that's the goal there on that area. There's stall striping to do up here too.
How you doing?
Good.
Just right here?
Yep.
My name's Miles. This is my property.
Oh, good. Just a second. Okay, so I've got the dimensions for this upper lot here, and I'll give you a count on the stalls here in just a second. Okay, then you got stalls 48 through 64 down here. 48 through 64. Okay. Okay, so that's 17 stalls right through here. We'd have to stripe and put back 12-inch numbers. No curbing there. We just have to rip it out on that asphalt pad there for the trash enclosure, and then and leave it alone there. So I've got dimensions. I'll give you dimensions on this real quick. Okay, so for grinding down, full depth grind and overlay purposes, you've got, and these are the areas that don't include this nice asphalt right here, just the stuff on the outsides. 60 by 4, 30 by 2, 12 by 110, 17 by 56, 36 by 2, 23 by 40, 42 by 9, 39 by 8, and 32 by 19. Now the drive aisle that I was talking about, that's already been done once. For that 2-inch overlay, we've got 182 feet by 18 and 52 feet by 42 feet. This dumpster, I measured 21 feet by 8 feet. Oh, this is what I said. I said 6-inch depth of asphalt if we could, and then like 3 inches or 4 inches of rock compacted below. All he's hoping is that he could put these pads here so they're not hanging off of concrete curbing. He just wants it to look nicer here. And at the same time, let's add 2 concrete wheel stops for this trash enclosure. I'm going to show you another trash enclosure just like this. So I'll show you the picture of it. But what you've got down in that other trash enclosure is you've got a 25 foot by 10 foot. And again, 2 wheel stops to put in there. And I'll go show you that real quick. One thing I forgot to mention up here is iron. You've got a sewer lid down here, which is collecting water right in this area, so we'd need a riser for this. What, a 2-inch riser, I guess, to bring this up. And you've got one other piece of iron that was towards the back of the property to work with. Okay, let me go take you to the other dumpster area. Okay, I'm at the back side of the property now by garage number 1013. I was just up there earlier on the other side. Here's their dumpster enclosure on this side. It's got a bunch of 4x4 blocks behind it right now. And they need to have this curb cut too. So the actual measurement on this area, I gave you a little bit more than what it really is. It was kind of an estimate there, but you're looking at about 20 foot by 10 foot area here. Okay, so we got to take out the curbing, existing curbing, provide 2 precast wheel stops to put at the back side of this dumpster closure, and we want to dig it down about let's see, that's going to be, dig it down, if I want to put in about 6 inches of asphalt, I think it'd be nice to do, well, let's do yeah, 6-inch depth on asphalt and then 3 inches of rock. So we got to go down 9 inches. We'll keep the boards here since they're all built in there pretty good and it seems to be holding up. We'll dig it down 9 inches, put in 3 inches of rock and 6 inches of asphalt, and that should be plenty for these 2 dumpsters to hold. And we'll bring the asphalt straight out from the fence post here, cut it right there at the joint, bring the asphalt out to there, take it up, same thing right here, just come right off the inside here of this post, make a saw cut right here, and we'll just do asphalt all the way out to the existing. Okay, this work is ready to go. They're doing lots of improvements out here at Lake Ridge Apartments, and they're ready to pull the trigger. So hopefully we can get them a good price on this, and they'll schedule the work maybe in October, November. Thanks.